Hello again and welcome back to the channel. Been a little while since I took a look at a Bluetooth speaker, and Tronsmart reached out recently and asked if I'd like to take a look at this one. So today we're going to take a look at the Tronsmart Element Force waterproof wireless speaker. As you can see from the packaging here, it is IPX7 waterproof. It has 40 watts of maximum deep bass with tri-bass effects, and a voice assistant built in if that's your kind of thing. It does claim to do up to 15 hours of playback time, supports NFC for pairing your device, probably not an iPhone, but an Android phone. Supports true wireless stereo, tri-bass with extra bass 3D in standard. It has a 3.5mm audio input, although again, I would assume don't use that when you're trying to use it in a water-resistant type mode, and supports easy voice controls. So without any further ado, let's open it up and take a look at it. I believe this retails for about $54 on Amazon, which if it sounds halfway decent, that's not a bad price at all. Inside the box, you get a very thin, very lightweight 3.5mm cable, some documentation in the form of a user manual and a warranty card, surprisingly enough, a USB-A to USB-C cable, and of course, the speaker itself. Looking around the outside of it, of course, you've got your Tronsmart branding here on the front. On the bottom, it mentions Tronsmart Element Force, 5 volts at 3 amps input. Nothing on this end. Looks like a handle on this end, so I guess if you wanted to clip it to something, you could always carry it on a carabiner or something. It is sort of rubberized all the way around the outside, but there are a few nubs here on the bottom to help hold it in place. On the top, you have some raised buttons in the silicone, if you can kind of see those. Power, M, which I would assume is for mode, probably switching between Bluetooth and 3.5mm, minus, play, plus, EQ, and the NFC tag. Then on the back, there's a flap here, more Tronsmart branding, of course, and probably more speaker radiation. But there's the USB-C port, a micro SD card slot, very interesting feature. I forgot to mention it could switch between 3.5 Bluetooth and micro SD, and then that 3.5mm headphone jack as well. And of course, without any further ado, let's go ahead and see if I can power this on. We'll get it paired up to a phone, see what it sounds like. I even came prepared. I put some copyright-free music on this little micro SD card just to see if it could play from that as well. In fact, maybe I'll start from that just to make it easier. So we'll get the micro SD card inserted in there, seal everything up, get it nice and safe and sound, power it on by holding the power button. It made sound. I don't immediately see, there it is. There is a status LED flashing blue here on the top. I'll pair it to my phone while we're at it. And down here at the bottom, it does say Tronsmart Element Force. Didn't have to do anything else, it just showed up. And I just so happen to have a couple of playlists on here. Background music for YouTube videos, copyright-free, creative ads, promotional jingles, royalty-free music collections, things like that. Let's just see if it'll play. It's vibrating the table and I'm only at about 50%. Ooh, that gets really loud. And the volume buttons on here are controlling the volume buttons on my phone, so that's pretty nice. Go ahead and hit the play button, see if I can get it to stop. Play stops. Play again, starts it again. What if I hold the plus button? That switches to the next track. And previous track. So you just hold these down for a second or two. EQ. Does switch between those 3 tri-bass modes. So that all seems to work appropriately. Try the different modes. Well, I'm guessing that just switched it over to my copyright-free music on the micro SD. It just immediately started playing, so what if I hold the button? Yeah, these are just songs that I put on the top level of that micro SD card, so it's just playing one after the other. We'll just put this up here so you can hear a little bit of it.
You crazy mother!
Probably overloading my microphone there, sorry. Give you a little sound of what it's like when I change the EQ. And there's definitely a difference in sound between those 3. Only one of the 3 I really like the sound of, so I'm guessing that's the standard or maybe the extra bass. But I could see using it for different styles of songs with those different EQ modes. And I like the fact that I can put a micro SD card, just preload it with whatever songs or podcast or audio of any kind I want to stick on it. It's just plain MP3s I put on there, but I think it'll take a bunch of different file formats. And I tapped the M button again, it went straight back to my phone, and the M goes back over to micro SD. Very easy to switch back and forth. And again, I'm assuming if I plug in a 3.5mm and hit the M button, it will switch over to that. That's great. I also forgot to test the voice assistant. So if I hit the power button here, just tap it. What's the weather in San Francisco?
It's currently clear and 80 degrees in San Francisco, California.
So that definitely works, and then when it's done, it goes right back to whatever you were playing before. I had already paused the music though. So all in all, very early impressions. There's not a whole lot of reason to go on and on about this. It claims it can do up to 15 hours of playback time. It puts out a massive amount of sound. I mean, 40 watts, you can hear that. That's not even full. I can't hear myself talk right now. This is so loud. The only sort of weirdness I might see about this, just on first glance, the buttons at the top where they have this silicone, the rubber around the outside, they're a little bit raised, and if I rub my hand over them, they kind of move up and down, so this feels like it might be a little loose. That could just be manufacturing differences, but I don't think it's gonna hurt anything, but that's, again, part of that helpful waterproofing, so can't complain too much about that. But this puts out a huge amount of sound. And it is primarily focused on this front section, but there's a bit of a bass radiation coming out of the back as well, so it kind of is an all-encompassing sound. Very clear, very nice sound though. It has a little bit of heft to it. It's not heavy or anything. As you can see, I'm just sort of waving it around. But I could see attaching this to a backpack or to a beach bag or something. Take it with you to the pool or to the beach or to wherever you want to go, because it is IPX7. So it's not going to withstand like being underwater for long periods of time under really deep water. But if it got splashed at the pool or if it got dunked in the pool, it would probably still be fine. And for the price point, I mean, $50-something for a speaker that puts out this amount of sound. This is one of the loudest Bluetooth speakers I have ever touched. I'm really impressed with the sound quality, the loudness, and of course the battery life, but I haven't had the time to test the battery life yet. So keep an eye out on the comment section down below. If there's any sort of updates, anything that happens with it, I'll let you know down there. Otherwise, links to where you can find it on Amazon down below. Thanks so much to Tronsmart for reaching out and sending this out for me to take a look at. Should definitely make the summer pool parties a little bit more fun. Thanks to you guys for watching. Hit the thumbs up if you liked the video. Subscribe to receive more videos when they become available. I'll see you again next time.